good afternoon and welcome to Teleislas News with the most important news of the day. Yesterday, a new incident occurred that caused a mourning in a family on the island. A woman was murdered with a firearm in her house.
Even to all the TV viewers who will connect with us right now in Teleislas News, I say hello from here, from the south of the island, specifically in the sector of Furcana, where yesterday a woman identified as Maria Mercedes Geneco lose her life. Says information, not formal information, this woman lost her life after then did try get in the house and was shot by the people who did try get in. The police take out a communication this morning soon about this situation that happened last night, and this is what the communication say. Being approximately 9 p.m. throughout the integrity emergency system, the citizen informed about some detonations by firearm in the sector of the radar in the southern part of the island. Immediately, personnel assigned to the National Model of Community Vigilance verified the information provided. Upon arriving at the site, a person injured apparently by firearm is observed, who was immediately transferred to the facilities of the Clarence Newell Memorial Hospital. Immediately, a lockdown plan was activated to close access roads, search people, and request background. Once a 54-year-old female was admitted to the hospital facilities with a gunshot wound to the thoracic region. Due to the seriousness of the injuries and despite the work of the doctors on duty, the person lost her life. The National Police reject this act of violence. This is what the communication of the police said. We will continue attentive to all the development of this news and to the investigation that give to the people who wound and who killed Miss Maria Mercedes Geneco. This is all information from the south of the island. Continue with more information in studio.
A new space dedicated to reading was inaugurated by the departmental government on the island.
The Ministry of Education, through the local government, delivered a reading room for the urban branch of the industrial school. With this new classroom, the institution seeks to strengthen the reading course.
We had the inauguration and delivery of this reading room, a donation made by the Ministry of Education with the support of the Secretary of Education for the children of the industrial school Concentración Urbana Center, our early childhood children with whom we intend to encourage everything that has to do with reading and improve the pedagogical work done by our teachers. It greatly benefits the students because it is to place them in a pleasant, attractive place surrounded by books, to encourage them to read, to develop reading skills, to make them fall in love with reading, so that they do not see reading as something obligatory in the classroom, but rather that it is a pleasure to read.
The head of the education portfolio said that strategies will be established to strengthen the reading course in other institutions.
After the damages to the traffic lights in the sector of Five Corners and the request from the community, Teleislas News held dialogues with the public utility company MDSI to know the causes.
The MDSI company in charge of traffic lights and public lighting expressed the reason why the traffic lights are currently out of service in this sector of the island.
We have indeed had problems with the Five Corners intersection, which in past months had a wiring damage. A contractor of the Suez company was intervening the road. He affected the subway network and damaged the control wiring for the traffic lights. The wiring is special. It is not available here in San Andres, and we did not have the amount of wiring, which is around 300 meters for the one that was affected. Therefore, the company proceeded to request that the wiring that was damaged be replaced.
According to MDSI spokesman, the company in charge of the aqueduct network in the sector is in process of transporting the material required to solve the problem. This will facilitate MDSI's work and put into operation the traffic lights in the Five Corners sector.
With different workshops in the neighborhoods, the Secretary of Public Services provide information on waste and single-use plastics.
It is a sensibilization for the management of solid waste as well as the prohibition of the single-use plastic.
El grupo de sensibilización, socialización y participación ciudadana.
The group of awareness, socialization, and citizen participation of the Secretariat of Public Services is constantly conducting socialization and providing information in all sectors of the island regarding the management of solid waste. Since August the 28th of 2020, information has been given about the prohibition of the commercialization of single-use plastics such as cups, plates, straws, and plastic straws.
The neighborhoods where this sensibilization will take place are the critical points previously identified by the sensibilization crew.
Para este segundo semestre del año 2021 se viene realizando en
For the second half of 2021, they have been conducting in some sectors identified as more critical, and they have been developing a day before the collection of non-usable waste, which is the collection that we want to encourage. Likewise, promoting the separation of waste and that the community identifies, separates, and classifies so that they can go to the residual waste plant.
Today, this awareness day was moved to the sector of Rockpool.
And with gratitude and happiness, the elderly received the donation of orthopedic equipment.
With the delivery of wheelchairs for the members of the San Pedro Claver Retirement Home, similarly walkers for people with reduced mobility from traditional sectors of the island such as Orange Hill and Morgan's Cave, the delivery of orthopedic equipment donated by the organizations JOCOL and ACD Consultores begins.
La directriz de nuestro señor gobernador es que haya un nuevo comienzo.
The directive of our governor is that there is a new beginning for people with disabilities in the department. In previous days, we had the presence of the High Counselor for the participation of people with disabilities in an event held in the square of the Coral Palace, where a symbolic delivery was made to women entrepreneurs and people with disabilities. 8 wheelchairs were donated by the company JOCOL, and 4 of which are standard, and the Secretariat of Social Development, headed by the undersigned, delivered them to the San Pedro Claver Retirement Home, where we delivered 2 wheelchairs for the transportation needed by the elderly to go to medical appointments and for internal transportation.
Also, 4 basic wheelchairs were donated.
De igual manera, fue integrada una a la...
One was also delivered to the Center for People with Disabilities in Orange Hill, and this week we are waiting to deliver one to the Mauricio Alejandro Vélez Foundation. What we want is a real inclusion of people with disabilities.
A total of 8 wheelchairs, 2 active, 2 bariatric, and 4 standards, 10 canes, 10 walkers, and 10 crutches were purchased and will be distributed by the Social Development Secretariat's Disability and Senior Citizen Program.